5 minute lads, let me get set up. Gentlemen. Jay, how are you, sir? Hope you're good, buddy. So, just while we're waiting for everybody to join up, let's go through some championship standings. 392. Come on, lads. Eight more. Invite. I said it last week. I'll say it again. Invite your mum. Invite your sister. Invite who you have to. Let us get to that 400 users in the app. Right, so we are in the elite division. Oh, I've got a pound in there. I've had a pound in leg all day. Right, so we got Max Lax on 50 points, 50 points. Mr. Dave Riley second on 42. He's had a great week so far, Dave Riley. Basson, you little numpty. You know? Sort the lobby out. You don't do it like Mav does. Mav does it properly. I bet you got Jay on loudspeaker. Jay, help me. I don't know how'd you do this? How'd you do this? How'd you little basson? You little basson Druid. You know? We got Rubik Dory in third on 37. We've got Pray for Ye on 33 in fourth. We've got Jay in fifth on 30. We've got Disco Bobby on 27 and sixth. We've got Kian on 24. Great race from him. Hadam, how are you, sir? Hadam Klemvik. I can't remember what driver you are, bud. Yeah, put your driver name. Ah, you little melt. Get out of you little cheese on toast. What's up with ya? You know? You little cheese on toast. What's up with ya? Kian, great drive from him last week. We've got Mav on 21 points. We've got Looney Man on 18. We've got some bullshit driver there in 10th. Driving a Merc. I ain't even going to mention him by name. He's on 16 points, the little numpty. My mate Basson. We've got Mystery on 14 points in 11th. We've got Prof on 12 points. We've got Lee Webb after his, if you don't mind me saying, horror show last week of 2 stops. Down in 10th. Was battling for the lead at one stage. He's in 13th on 10 points. Alligator on 9 points. Royal Rumble on 6 points in 14th and 15th respectively. Mr. Riley, how are you, sir? You raise whatever you want, mate. I'm going to get my mate Dave Riley to slap you right around your forehead, mate. You know, I'll get Mr. Riley to slap you. And we've got Dental Technician, who I believe's got a quali band tonight. And the rest, Hilly, Kempy, I believe's new, Tommy MC, Tommy with 2 Ys, may I add. Tommy with 2 Ys MC. Have some of that. Speechy, you little melt, didn't even bother turning up last week. You're going to get absolutely crucified this week. And then ex-Konski on nil point. You tell him, Mr. Riley. Mr. Riley, you tell him, mate. Number 2. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie, mate. Mavs. There's only two lobby hosts. Two lobby hosts there are, Mr. Riley. Basson still come third. So we got Will I Ams in first place on 77. We got Mercedes. Don't know who's carrying them because it's surely not Basson. They're on second on 58. We got McLaren also on 58. We got Sauber on 40. Alpine, however you want to say it, whatever floats your boat. They're on 33 and 5th. Aston Martin's on 30 points in 6th. The Ferraris on 24 points at their home track tonight. In full 24 points, 7th place. The Haas on 20 points. Racing Bulls on 9 points. And the Red Bulls, it looks absolutely... I reckon he needs to go and... he's talking about raising ticket. I think he needs to raise the ticket for himself. I reckon he should just leave his PlayStation for a little while, go in the kitchen or go in the toilet, find out where his closest mirror is and have a strong word of himself and then come back and stop giving it Charlie Big Potato. I'll get Jay to put you right in your... Right, I'll get Jay to straighten you right out. So yeah, Red Bull, beautiful sight, nil point. But we've actually got 2 Red Bulls, Kempy and Tommy with 2 Ys and an MC after it. They're in the Red Bulls tonight, so I believe they're new drivers. Shame they couldn't took Basson's place. But anyway, guys, let's stop all let's stop all the horribleness. We're a family here, and let's crack on. We've got 10 minutes. I'll get my night. Jay's only brought you out. Oh, Basson Rusty Nuts. How are you, Basson Rusty Nuts? How are you, bud? Oh, Basson Rusty Nuts. Get in there. So, we're just waiting. Manic, you ledge. How are you, buddy? You just missed Basson trying to give it large in... a day wanker. Oh, sorry, day walker. Oh, sorry. I read that wrong, Basson. I do apologise. Sir. My sincere apologies. Don't often swear on my stream, but I actually misread that. Get offended. Like, what was his name? Jimmy Carr. So what's that? Big Nas or whatever his name is. When he said he goes to the gym. What's your favourite machine? The fucking vending. Speechy, you pleb. Finally, glad you can grace us with your presence this week, sir. Finally decided to show up, did ya? Oh, Mr. 522. Turn 1's going to be amazing. Yeah. Variante Raffitillo, I do believe. Mick's been on Google again. Well, I will wave to you, Vasil, also, sir. But yeah, Max Lax, winner from last week. Great drive from him last week. Who's going to go? Is that going to open things up for people on the alternate strategy? Because the alternate strategy, boy, Alligator, yes. How are you, sir? Oh, poor Basson. Basson, you see, you started giving it large, mate. My mate Jay come and back me up. You don't mess with us. Speechy, you little pleb. How are you, sir? Long time. I absolutely give it to you last week because you weren't here. Glad you can grace us with your presence. Pray for you. How you doing, sir? Another 4th place or higher from you this week, buddy. But anyway, back to Speechy. Speechy, you little spanner. How are ya? Long time, mate. Long time. You finally got me back in one of your divisions again. Speechy's like, nah, I'm off. I can't be doing with it. I've known Mick too long. I can't be doing with it. We're at Monza, an absolute old school track, one of the great tracks on the F1 calendar, in my opinion. Plenty of room, plenty of space for overtaking. Oh, that old chestnut speech. You got me all season, lad. Don't you worry about that, mate. You got me all season. So let's, well, but anyway, Monza, what an OG. An OG track, along, in my opinion, with, pardon the pronunciation, Spa-Francorchamps, bit of Silverstone. Do like a bit of them too. I reckon, Jay, you're in the chat, mate. We've got to get Monaco. We've got to get Monaco back on the firm, mate. Yeah, tell me about it, bud. We got old Arabia Saudi next week. But yeah, we got to get Monaco on the firm, man. I do love a bit of Monaco. I remember what you got to realise is in F1 games, there's that glitch where you don't get a lot of safety cars around Monaco. Even if somebody puts it into 1,000 pieces in the wall, you just don't get you don't get a safety car come out. But yeah, we got to have one race around Monaco. We got to. I absolutely love that track. Boring to watch, but I reckon we'll have a good old we'll have a good old good bit of fun. We'll have a good bit of fun around Monaco, I do believe. Right, so we got Jay the Legend in the chat, as always. Adam, Disco Bobby, yes, I've got you now. So where does the Disco Bobby come from then, Adam? We got that plonker in the chat anyway, so yeah, he's there. We got Mark, hello mate. We got Mr. Riley. Oh, we got Manic. We've already said hello to Manic. We got Alligator. He's in the chat. We got Mr. Speechy. We got Pray for Ye. So we're just waiting for a few more of the fellas to get into the chat. We got Royal Rumble in the lobby now. We got Exkonski. It's a mouthful and a half, that is. He's in the lobby. Rebek Dory, Adil. He's in the lobby. Kian, get in there, my buddy. He's in. We're all in. We're all getting in now. We've got a few minutes left, a few minutes to the hour, and then we should be a go. But yeah, don't know if you've tuned into many of my streams, but the Monza, as we know it, you got the mad carnage turn 1 and 2. You got the long right hander, the Curva Grande, that comes out to the second chicane. Then my favourite part of the track, and I believe it's maybe Destructive J's favourite part of the track. You got the two, well, they're actually known as Lesmos, but me and Jay, we call them Lesbos. You got the two Lesbos that lead you onto the back straight up to the fantastic Ascari chicane. And then you got a big long run down to the Parabolica and then onto the main straight. So you got plenty of spoke for overtaking here. What do you say? We got 19. You will crack on, mate. We got 19. I do believe you said there was 19. So yeah, if everybody's ready, mate. Mr. Riley, you know, and if Jay, you would know, if this was Mav running this lobby, Mav wouldn't have even asked for permission. Mav would have just gone. You know, that's what separates the men from the boys. My mate Basson. My mate Basson. So yeah, we got 19. We've got an absolute mega turnout tonight, lads. Well done, boys. Second race of the season. We've got Mr. Cordon Bleu, Mr. Qualiban. Remember, Cordon Bleu, get yourself into the pit. Get your go when the lobby has. We go when the lobby host says. He's more likely to have to message Mac and ask him, Mav, and ask him for permission. But yeah, Cordon Bleu, get yourself out of the pits, get your setup on. Well, set up on first, then out the pits. One lap in and serve your quali ban. So, how are we going to go on tonight? How are we going to get on tonight? Looking forward to seeing Tommy with two M's, Tommy with two Y's, two M's as well. to double M double Y, Tommy. Who else is there? Kempy 7. So just waiting there. Yeah, Speech. You know, I reckon I got faith in your Speech. I got faith in you, mate. Absolute faith in you, mate. You know what? There's only one thing that counts here tonight. Is honestly, you may finish up further up the grid. You may finish down the back of the grid. The most important thing is you beat Basson. That's the most important thing. As long as you beat Basson, you're all right. Then we can absolutely rib him in the chat. Barely touched the game since the end of last season. That's all right, mate. Speech, you never lose talent, mate. You never lose talent. You may not touch the game for a year and a half. Mind you saying that, though, just as I was waiting to come on stream, I normally race on the wheel, as you boy knows, medium traction and stuff like that. Just thought I'd pass away time, got the pad out. I'd done a lap around Monza on the pad. And I got 54 friends on the time trial, and I'm position 53. And the only person that's behind me is Brasco, because he's got a 118 invalidated lap. I've done a 122. It's absolute dire, lads. Absolute dire. I used to be good at this game. Well, it all go wrong, but I know where it all went wrong. I got married and had a kid. That's where it all went wrong. Got Mystery first man out on track in these Haas, just coming around the curve of Grande now. We'll jump on board with him. Have a little our first look around Monza. Can't remember the name of this one. We'll just call it chicane number 2. Here we go. Best part of the track. Best part of the track. Lesbo 1. Right round Lesbo, clinging to the inside. It's slightly off camber, the second part of the Lesbos. You need to be careful of that. I see many a car end up in one of them barriers either side. And then a long run. You want to get a good exit. You want a good exit on the way out of the second Lesbo. A good exit out of that second Lesbo, otherwise you cost yourself speed all the way down. There's the fantastic Ascara chicane. Is that him there? Guys, don't give it large, mate. Don't give it large, you know. Valve's finished, you know. I don't want none of that mouthiness from you. I've had enough people getting rude in the chat already. And look, Mystery's going to take us on to our first lap. And may I just take a moment? We got a new watcher, and a new person who tunes in to the streams. I believe he tuned in for his first one on Sunday, and he absolutely loved it. And that's a fella that I used to know back in the day, really good mate of my brother Gaz, and that is the man, the legend of Mount Sorrel. That is Daz. So if you're listening, Daz, welcome to the stream, buddy. I hope you enjoy it. We should be in for a good one tonight. Round Monza, we always get a good race round Monza. So here's Mystery now, wants to get it slightly wide the exit curve. Yep, he gets that done nicely. Seems to be a fairly attacking lap so far. Gets his DRS on, saved enough hot lap to use down this back straight. And this is just an absolute fantastic set of corners. But you need to get this right. Clips all the apex, get ride all over them apexes. There you go, ride the car, let it ease up on the exit. Got a car in front of him, shouldn't really bother him that much. We're going to jump on board behind, I do believe it's a blue car. Flicks it right, feather the throttle all the way around Parabolica. Want to cling to this inside, cling to that pit lane, lads, cling to that pit lane. And he starts us off on a 121. Danny Fruit Shoot, you little numpty. How are you, bud? How are you, mate? You racing tonight? Or you pansying it, posing down the gym again? Pray for you, he's just starting his lap. So we're going to try and jump. I believe the Huss was the next car to come across the line. That was Royal Rumble. Huss is 1 and 2 so far. Disco Bobby goes on a 122 flat. Bathurst Motorsports is washed. Listen, I'll have you know, mate. I'll have you know. At least, listen, this is our first season and we've maybe washed. You've been in PGR how many seasons? You've been washed since day dot, mate. You look fanny. Nah, you're my mate, you are. I like you, Danny. Small doses, mate. Small doses, but I do like you. A bit like my brother Gaz, really. So I can only take him for small doses. Ads Rebek Dory, Arbek Dory, he's just gone into 4th place, but that's nowhere near a representative lap time from him. We've got a car just coming around the back end of Parabolica now. I believe he's on a fast lap. That's Prof. And Prof sticks it on pole by a decent chunk as well, by 3/10 on a 120.7. Now we've got a Ferrari boy on his own track. Is that Kayan? Kayan's just coming round. He's slightly off the pace on the 123. Ex-Contis goes even better. He turns around to Prof and says, you go in the 120s, hold my beer, I'm going to shave another 3/10 off that. What a lap there from Ex-Gonski. Was away last week, I believe. Mr. Riley does what... look at that. Pray for ye. Goes on a 119. Absolutely smashing it out of the park, the fellas. We've got a Red Bull, I believe. One of the new boys just coming across the line. No, that's a Williams of Max Lax, current championship leader. He actually won the race last week, if you remember. Let's jump on one of these new boys. Where are they? There we go. Look, Tommy with 2 Y's still in the pit. Alligator goes in 2nd place. Got Looney Man. He's now gone up into 7th. Let's try and... Come on, Red Bulls, you know. I'm trying to give you some screen time, lads, and you... Whoa, Ex-Gonski. He's lost it. He's lost it at the first chicane. Wow. He may have stuck it into the 120s, but his quali's over. Destructive J's now on his outlap. Who did I see? Lee Webb's gone up to 4th. Lee Webb's gone up to 4th in his little little green mingy car. Kempy's still in. Tommy's still in. Let's get on my mate's speech. Let's go on with my mate's speech. Let's see how he's getting on. Destructive J's on his outlap. Gordon Bleu, he's on a qualifying ban, so theoretically he should be going round this once and dipping it straight into the pit. He shouldn't be doing a qualifying lap tonight. Naughty boy's got a qualifying ban for not presenting no footage last week, but jump back on board with Speechy. Round the first part of Lesbo 1. All over the exit curb there nicely. Get it slowed down. Clip that inside curb. Ride the exit curb nicely. A little bit of a tank slapper on the exit, but he's doing all right, his Speech. Got everything opened up. Got the ERS, the DRS. Gets it slowed down about 80 metres. Ride all over that first curb. Kiss the second curb. Kiss the third. And he stayed well away from the exit curb there. So it seems a pretty attacking lap so far from Speech. We're going to jump on board with Numpty in a little while. Basson, he's just started his lap now. Here comes Speechy, just round Parabolica. Get tight to that pit lane, Speech. Tight to that pit lane, mate. And Speech goes on a 120.4. Going to jump on board with Destructive J. Jay's absolutely invalidated his lap, so we're going to jump off board with Jay. Yep, Cordon Bleu, he's pulled into the pits to serve his qualifying ban. The 2 Red Bulls are still texting each other in the pit lane, I believe. Look, they didn't even come out on the track yet. So we've got no other option. No one's left out on track, so we've got no other option but to sit on board with Basson. Here he goes now. Out of the exit on Lesbo 2, gets the DRS down. Got 40% now to see him through to the rest of the lap. May have a car just in front of him slightly. He's got 3 cars going through Ascari. Here we go. Fantastic chicane, the Ascari chicane. He should be getting a bit of a towage now off the car in front. Slight little bit of tow there. Currently on a 1011. Entering Ascari. Entering Parabolica, sorry. And this is what you need to do, lads. Look what Basson's doing. Get your car right over that white line. You won't invalidate. You won't invalidate. You know when you're doing it right because you get the pit entry coming up on your screen as if you're pulling into the pits. So Basson puts it up into 5th on a 120.2. Pray for ye's absolute setting the tone at the minute. First man in the 19s. Whoa! Pray for ye. You nearly ended your session early there. You nearly went and took an early bath there, lad. Let's jump on board with Jay. Jay's gone on the second bosh at it. Just coming through the Ascari now. Just wants to set himself in, set himself an easy lap, get a lap on the board, get back into the pit, stick on a new set of boots, come out and then attack it. We've seen ads go from a 23 down to a respectable 20.3. So he's put a decimal point in between the two of them there. Jay, looking fast, goes 14th on a 1:21.4, but I do not believe that's a representative time from Jay. He's got a lot more left in the tank, I do believe. What's going on with these Red Bull boys? Someone put a message in the Discord and have a chat and let them know that they are actually supposed to qualify. Still sitting there. I don't know if they're sorting strategies out or... Oh, we got a bit of movement. We got a bit of movement, as you can see, bottom right of the screen. Kempy, you can see the mechanics moving. Yeah, Kempy's now coming out on track. His teammate. Up, you can see movement from the Red Bull boys now. There you go. Red Bull boys are out on track now. They're coming. Let's jump on board with Max Lax. Looks like Max Lax. Yep, he's got plenty of tank. He's got plenty of ERS in the tank now. Got to clap that inside on that Curva Grande. Get it put over to the right hand side. You want to pick his braking point about 60 meters. Clip or climb all over that inside curb. You need to stay off that exit curb though. Stay off that exit curb. You go into the gravel and you run the risk of invalidating your lap also. You've got a lot of exit curb there on the first part of the Lesmos that you can ride all over. You can get all over some of these curbs on the exit, but just not that exit curb on the second chicane. Because you dip a tyre into that gravel, you'll be losing a huge amount of time. Looking good is Max Lax, and I'll say it again, remember lads, this is last week's winner. He won the first race of the season last week. Only needs to find about 2 tenths, just over a tenth and a half. Just over a tenth and a half to get that pole position. Is he going to show? Yep, he's going to complete his lap. Is he going to go to the 19? Yes, he is. And he gets it by the finish sheet of Rizzler. Alright, it may not be a blue Rizzler, but it's definitely a green one. Definitely a green one. He's got 3 100ths of a second. Ads is on the lap. Arbeg Dory. He's just coming out the second part of the Lesbo now. Oh, slightly messed up his entry there. Had to get out the throttle. We're gonna... Where's Kempy? Because we want to see these new boys. They're just starting their lap, so we'll stay on board with Ads. Yeah, the Hasses are behind him, the Red Bulls are behind him. So, yeah, Ads will be the next guy to cross the line. Get rid of that for a bit. Let's give him the whole screen so we can see. Gets it. Right attacking. Now, get your car over that right-hand side, Ads. Get your wheels half of the car over that white line. You can cut that corner off. Ads improved by just over 2 tenths. Alligator puts himself in pole by 2 tenths. Just under 2 tenths. Now these times are starting to drop. Now let's jump on board. Let's jump on board. Now Kempy's invalidated his lap. Tommy with 2 Ys. He's playing dodgems. Old Tommy with 2 Ys. He's got cars all over the gaff. What's he got in the tank? A guy that spells his name Tommy and has 2 Ys on the end of it, he's got to bring something to the table, I'm sure he has. 110 as he entered the Parabolica. And here we go, look, we see him getting right over. This is going to be a decent time, 12th. 120.7 on his first run. Great showing from Tommy with 2 Ys. Well, I keep saying he's got 2 M's as well. He actually does have 2 M's, look. The 2 Haas boys, he's invalidated his lap. Mystery's currently on a flying lap and he's a tenth and a half up. We've got 4.5 minutes. Mystery may struggle to get round, get a lap, finish this lap, get round, get in the pit for a fresh set of boots and back out again. Mr. Riley's in the pit, Basson's in the pit, Destructive J's just on an out lap. So now Mystery needs to get some going. He's pulled out of it. Now, get your foot down, lad. Get your foot down because mind you, 120. You should have enough time to get round and get in again. I'm sure you will. Haas is on an invalidated lap. Kempy, I think he's going for a second run now on his Red Bull. He's going to have to do some though to get this lap down and then get in again. One final push, methinks. I think that me's thinking that too, Riley. Mr. Riley, me's is thinking that too. Here goes Kempy. Kempy 21. Puts himself 16th. Which behind is very surprised to see Kian down there at the moment. He's doing a disservice to his Ferrari team at Monza with that kind of time. What's he got now? 1:20.9. Improved by 2 seconds, but still only puts himself 14th. Now this is going to be hit or miss now for these boys. Alligator's going to have enough time to get out, I do believe. You want to be out the pits with at least 2 minutes. So you've got a minute now. So you're going to find drivers like Looney Man. I think he's going to be on a recharge lap. He'll be on a recharge lap. He'll recharge. Kian might have no other option but to recharge and go round again on these used tyres. I don't think he's going to be able to get in and get out in time, especially now because he's not even hit the Lesbos yet. Destructive J is just coming round now. Destructive J, he's starting his lap. But the lead driver currently is Max Lax, but he's on an out lap. The next car behind is Kempy. He's not going to have enough time to get in and get out, I don't think, but he's on 100%. He's on 100%, so he's playing with 5 at the minute. He's the Red Bull, so he'll be put in the first garage, but he needs to get in and get out as soon as he can. He needs to be sharpish on that. We've got the 2 Aston Martins lying astern on track. Looney Man. Prof has just come in, so that might be Prof calling his quali because Prof's definitely not going to get out. So the lead car currently is Destructive J. Destructive J, he's going to wait. He's going to have another charge lap and then go again. He's got Ferrari behind him. I believe that could be Speechy. Speechy's having a charge up and going again. So is the McLaren. They're all charging up and getting to go again. You need to give yourself some space, lads. Give yourself some space. Lee Webbs, he's just behind on this straight as well. So I do believe it's only Jay's going to be our first man. Not like last week. He was the last one to cross the line. So here goes Jay. Picks his braking point about 80-90 metres. Gets it slowed down. Clip the curb. Clip the curb. Stay away from the exit curb. That's it. Get yourself. And you'll see on Curb Grande here, look, you've got a piece of curb there on the inside, this green thing. You can actually ride that. You see some of the esports fellas get right over on that curb. We'll try and keep an eye on Jay's sector times if we can. I've already missed one, but never mind. We're going to see one just before he enters Ascari. We should see another one. And then he's got Speechy behind him, I do believe. He's got Speechy behind him. And then he's got Ads behind him. And then Lee Webb behind him. So we'll try and keep on top of all of these now because we're down to the last 15 seconds. Jay's 4 tenths up. That's going to put him into the late 20s. That's only going to move him up to 14th possibly. So he needs to find a hell of a lot more time than he's actually got in the tank. And if I do remember correctly, that is Speechy just behind him. Yes, it is. So we're going to go to Jade and we're going to try and jump on board with Speechy, and he's actually lost time, it showed there. Oh no, that might have been Speechy's split time. So Jay, 120.9, good enough for 15th. Speechy doesn't improve. Big Dory goes into first place on a 119 flat. Lee Webb's decided to call it a day. I believe Lee Webb's coming to the pit. Yeah, Lee Webb's pit. Who am I looking for? I am looking for this fella here, Mr. Riley. Currently on a 120 flat. He needs to find a lot of a time now. No, he goes 4th on a 119.9. That's some lap from Ads there. Looney Man, I believe this is pretty the end of qualifying now. Kian's on an invalidated lap. Mystery's on an invalidated lap. Royal Rumble's pulling into the pits. Gentle Main, that is your quali for Monza. Big Dory, Alligator, Max Lax, Riley, Pray for Ye, Prof, great lap there from Prof. Lee Webb, Basson, Ekskonski won't be too angry about that, considering he done one run and then DNF'd in quali, and he's still ninth, so he should be chuffed to bits for that. We got Looney Man in 10th, Speechy, Sydney. Sydney said he ain't touched the game since the back end of last season. Not a bad time there in 11th. Tommy with 2 Ys in 12th. We've got Mystery in 13th. We've got Kian. Expected a little bit more from him tonight, to be honest with you. In 14th, Destructive J. Expected a bit more from him as well. If he put as much effort into qualifying than he did abusing Basson, he might have been up there in the top 5. We've got Royal Rumble in 16th. Kempe in 17th. Disco Bobby in 18th. Ah, there you go. So at least you know you've got plenty more time in the tank, Mr. Riley, for when you get to the race, mate. So we've just gone through the standings. Absolutely. Good evening, Kian. How are you, mate? I was expecting you to be a bit higher up the grid. He had the sun at his back. Oh, Rusty. Oi, oi, Rusty! He was on the wrong stream. Oh, what a legend. He's invited the whole family round and went, look, I'm going to be on stream, and Kian's only loaded up the wrong stream. You know, all the family sitting on the settee and everything. 15 people watching. Absolutely superb, gentlemen. So, very tricky track to set up for. It's normally low downforce. It's normally a low downforce. You two are just absolutely living each other. If you two have a coming together, mate, I can't wait to see it kick off in the chat. I can't wait. And you know me, I'm going to be there in my mixing bowl, just stirring it up. So yeah, sometimes you can get caught. Obviously, you tend to opt on the high end of low downforce. You'd have very low wings around Monza. But you do, once you get past second chicane, round the Lesbos and stuff like that, it's a bit tight. So some people do tend to shave a bit of wing off to focus on that part of the track. But the general consensus is you run low downforce around Monza. So we should, but it's who runs lower than who. And we could be seeing some absolute rocket ships in the straight line tonight. Basson normally's got a straight, fast car in a straight line. Or as Jay says, he just does it to get himself out of the sun. Basson's got to walk his missus to school tomorrow. Hurry up, lads. Oh, absolute quality, Jay. Basson's got to walk his missus to school tomorrow. Hurry up. Come on, lads, get your skates on. So let's have one more final. Right, let me get me butts and bobs up. We've got my track map. Tyres. Now, let's have a look. The top 8 have opted for the hard. Remember last week, lads, Max Lax won on the alternate strategy. But then, I think there's a lot higher percentage of safety car around Monza. So you start on the hard and you get a safety car within the first 10 laps. That absolutely capoodles your race. So look, like I said there, look, down to 8th. They're on their hard. Ekskonski is the highest hard runner. So these hard tyres may take 1 or 2 laps to get up to speed and get a decent heat runner through the tyre to give you full confidence coming around some of these fast corners like the Lesbos, for example. Definitely a Ascari, Parabolica. Some really fast corners on this track. And then we got the next ones, Speechy, Tommy with 2 Ys and Mystery. Looney Man, not forgetting about him. And then we got Kian J, Royal Rumble, all on the hard. Kempe's got to want to get in front of these hard runners as quick as possible. Disco Bobby in 18th. Cordon Bleu in 19th. And again, gentlemen, we say it as we say it every season at Monza. don't try and win the race at the first corner. You cannot win a Grand Prix at the first corner, but you can certainly lose it. So have your wits about you. Take it easy into turn one. Everyone's going to be on slightly cold tyres. And if anybody crashes, I'm going to give my brother Gaz your inbox, and he's going to tell you all about yourself in his dodgy northern accent. I'll get him to record you a voice message with his dodgy accent. And yeah, I'll get that straight to you, mate. Don't worry about that. So, Ads and Alec, the front two have been disqualified. So they've been now sat back in their pit box. That's very interesting. So this gives the likes of Max Lax and Riley. Who I'll shoot a pipe up? Come on. Here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are gone. And it looks like Max Lax has had an absolute stonking start. Now we're going to flick on. We're going to jump on the rear wing. Max Lax has picked up where he left off last week. Let's jump off board. Let's see if we start scrolling down. Get everybody round. Let's get everybody round. Fantastic, boys. Fantastic. That's it. Now you can get murdering each other. As long as you got round the first corner. But it looks like these two are having a right old ding-dong here as well. Speaking of ding-dong, where's my mate Diablo? Where is he? What you done with Diablo, Gaz? What you done with it, mate? You didn't send him one of them dodgy voice messages, did ya? You've upset Diablo. He's not tuning in no more. Right, let's jump on position changes. Where are we? So we've got Max Lax up 2. We've got Basson up 2. We've got Mystery up 2. Oh, we've got yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag. The 2 Red Bull boys are at the back of the pack. Right at the very back, that might have been Tommy with 2 Ys. He's now fell 1.5 seconds off the back. Send him back to Germany. You ledge. That's a ledge, guys. So right, back on board now, because I think this is where our big Dory is going to make his move. But speaking of moves, you don't have to look in front of him. We need to start looking behind him because we've got the alligator. What did I tell you, lads? What did I tell you before the start of the race? Some cars are going to be absolute rocket ships in a straight line. Oh, a bit of nose to tailage. A bit of nose to tailage, but we're all right. We're all right. Keep an eye on this fella. Keep an eye on this one in 4th place. Mr. Dave Riley, we call him. Don't forget the Mr. part, all right? Mr. Dave Riley, I reckon he can come good tonight. He actually finished 2nd last week, remember? So we've got the speed, carrying the speed through the chicane. Max Lax, last week's winner, tending to get a gap. Gaz, what'd they say? Talk with the devil and they shall appear, mate. We're just talking about you. We're just talking about you. I was saying nice stuff, Diablo. My brother wasn't saying so very nice stuff. Gaz wasn't saying nice stuff at all. So we've got Pray For Ye. He's had a great start as well. We've got Basso, and how's my mate Jay getting on? These hard runners are just biding their time. Yeah, he said some. Oh, Disco Bobby's retired from the session. Safety car. Safety car. Bit too early to really impact. Bit too early to impact any strategies thus far. So I reckon everybody will be pretty good. Speaking of that, Max Lax got himself a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Very surprised he jumped in that early. Do you have anything to say in your defence before I scroll back? Well, you've got time now, Diablo. You've got time. You've got time, mate. And Cordon Bleu has actually pit. Now has Max Lax actually served his stuff. So Max, you know what, mate? You know what, bud? I shouldn't really influence drivers, but you're at the back of the pack, mate. Dump yourself back into the pits and get shot at that 10-second time penalty. All right, you'll go back on the mediums, but you'll get shot at that time penalty. Otherwise, you've got to serve it in racing conditions. So just Yeah. Speech, he's ended up at the back of the pack. Don't know what's happened to my mate Speech. I got old Basson getting a nosebleed up in 5th place, look. Oh yeah, you can. Come on, can you? Good shout, Speech. Good shout, mate. Good shout. No, it's a 10-sec. It's not a drive-through, mate. It's a 10-second pit lane penalty. I'm sure you can go under the safety car, sit there for 10 seconds without them touching your car. If it was a drive-through, yeah, I understand you can't serve drive-throughs under safety car, but I'm sure you can serve 5 and 10-second penalties under safety car. Sure you can. No, I'm sure. Diablo, you're a seasoned racer. You'll be able to tell me. You can. We'll soon find out. Look, he's coming round now. Look, let's jump on board with it. He's showing pit. Max Lax knows what he's doing. Look, don't get another one, whatever you do. Fucking hell, don't get another one. Yeah, look, so I think now you can serve your penalties. Look. Yeah, guys, you tell him. Yeah, Speech. Told you, mate. So as you see there, he pulled into the pit lane and no one touched his car for 10 seconds. And now he can drive up, be back on the medium tyre, and he's actually not used his old ones. He's got a fresh set. Look, 0 laps. So, albeit, yeah, he's still got to make another stop in this race, but he would have had to do that from the hard tyre, I believe, anyway. But maybe he could have gone to soft. But at least that gets rid of his 10-second time penalty. Max Lax, you're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Oh, Prof's had a bit of a moment. Has he got all of his wing on? Yeah, he's still got his wing on. Maybe he's just lost it in the dirt track. Don't think safety car will be in this lap. Unless Max Lack can catch right up just as we enter Ascari, which the lead car's already gone through there. Oh no, there we go. Shut up, Mick. You don't know what you're talking about. Safety car is in this lap. So Alligator, you are now leading the pack. Ah, yes, Lesbos. You know about the Lesbos, didn't you, Diablo? You know about the Lesbos, mate. You know about the Lesbos. That is what we call them. He popped up. There you go, Alligator's gone. He popped up in the chat earlier, made a comment with our Danny, and now he's buggered off again now. I think he's flexing. He's flexing at the gym in his string vest. Arbeg Dory. Here comes Dave Riley. Pray for ye. Basson. Everyone's got a decent start. Everyone's all gone off, so we're all right at the moment. Max Lack started to make his way through now. He's already got Prof at the back of the pack. These next four, Exkonski, Kian, Royal Rumble and Destructive J, playing the long game now. That safety car really didn't hinder their strategies because it was so early on in the piece. And by the way, unlucky Disco Bobby, mate. Unlucky on the DNF there, bud. Get him next time, mate. Next time. Cordon blurs all over the back of Tommy with 2 Ys. Very hard part of the track to overtake, this part here, the Lesmos. He wants to get a decent run out of it now. That's going to help him now, just going slightly wide. But again, do you really want to be putting your nose down the inside of Ascari? Not me, but he's going round, we're right on board. Look, his teammate moves out of the way. Kempe, Tommy with 2 Ys. Great driving there, lads. Great driving. 16 people in the chat. 16 people streaming in. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you now. Look, turning into a little bit of a free race battle at the front now. This is where it's all going to kick off now. We'll jump off board. We'll get shot at for the time being. They're all going to go for it now. Bit of a moody camera angle it's giving me there. Let's jump on front. There we go. That's the view we want. Alligator's managed to stave him off. Dave Riley's going to try and cut the short way round. Pray for Ye's pulled that gap in now, I do believe. No, it's still not. No, it's actually Lee Webb. Pray for Ye's lost out. Kempy, it's all kicking off at the back here. It's absolutely kicking off large. Kempy's had a moment. Speechy and Tommy with 2 wires are going at it. Speechy's managed to get the better. Max Lax making his way back through the field. And this will do Max Lax good, I believe. If he can jump on the back of Cordon Bleu, it should do his race the hell of good. Because remember, he also did Cordon Bleu. So, Royal Rumble, first man with the time penalty. And we're going to flip back to the front of the field because Arbeck Dory's managed to take over Alligator. And F1 Riley's got the lead now. F1 Riley's in the lead of the race. Where's the Seductive J? J's down in the 11th. Basson is all over the back of Lee Webb. Let's go have a bit of Bassonage. Basson's all over the back of Lee Webb. He should be able to get it done now, but Lee Webb's going to get the assistance now from the car in front. Pray for Ye's getting slightly backwards. He's just been done by Mystery. Pray for Ye's actually pit. Pray for Ye's actually pit. Has he got wing damage or Cordon Bleu assist, fastest lap? Has the mechanic got a wing in his hand? No, it's just a standard pit stop. Maybe Pray for You thinks he can now pound out 20 laps on them hard tyres. Could be a chance, could be a chance. Now I think this is going to be a right old ding dong at the front here now, because we've got all the way down to Cordon Bleu, all in DRS, and there's a big massive pile of smoke. Mate, that might have just been someone's brakes locking up. Destructive J's all over the back of Cordon Bleu. He wants Cordon Bleu. And remember, J's playing the long game here. Jay and Exkonsky are playing the long game here. Speechy and Royal Rumble also, albeit. There goes Jay. Look, he's had to get out the throttle there slightly. Max Lax needs to watch out about that. Ah, what liberties. Proper EA stuff, mate. I'll be glad when the EA drop Formula 1 niggas go straight back to Codemasters. Here goes Jay now, because Cordon Bleu. And here we go, look. This goes to show you now that the hard runners are starting to come into their own now. Mystery gets overtaken by Kian. Oh, Cordon Bleu's not giving us up too quick, too easily though. Oh, and there's a big clumpage from behind. That looked like a big clumpage from behind on Jay. Jay just got a big massive rear end. Here we go now, here's it, Skonsky and Looney Man going at it. We'll go, oh, and a big moment from the Looney Man. Big moment from the Looney Man. Little bit of ding-dongage, mate. You know it, Diablo. We're ding-donging all over the place. Just like that. Just like that. Max Lax is up in the 10th place. Cordon Bleu. I don't know what happened to Jay there. Jay looked like he got a little tap from behind. He got a little bit of bum rash there, did Jay. Basson still in 5th. Lee Webb. Lee, whatever you do, no 2 stops this week, lad. No 2 stops this week, mate. Come on. This is where you were last week, but you fluffed it with a 2 stop. Max Lax has took Cordon Bleu. Max Lax has took. It's absolutely kicking off here. Let's jump on board with Speechy. Okay, let's jump on board. Look at that. Got 5 cars going for it. Speechy's got 1. Speechy's going for 2. Please sort yourself out. Look at this. Look at this. They've all managed to sort themselves out. Kean's at the front of this battle, followed by Looney Man, followed by Max Lax, followed by Speechy. Cordon Bleu's getting himself involved in this as well. Royal Rumble's picked up his 2nd time penalty. Mystery's now pulled into the pits. I believe that's your standard. That's your standard now for... So you might see a few of you medium runners. Lee Webb's fell behind the front 2. So... It's absolutely kicking off in the middle here. Absolutely kicking off large. Got the 2 Ferraris, 7 and 8th. Got the the Mercs. We've got the Mercs first and fifth. Looney Man Kian's now lost out 2. He's not really getting himself into much battles there. He knew the guys behind him had DRS, so there goes Speechy now. Speechy wants to try and make these tyres work. We'll jump on board with Speechy now. Jay's got himself back onto Cordon Bleu, so he's got himself right back into this battle now. Cordon Bleu and Kian are just going at it as well. Jay's on the back of this, but this is where I want to be. Speechy, Lee Webb, Arbeck Dory, he's managed to overtake. There's overtakes happening everywhere. Overtakes happening everywhere. Here's Max Lax now on Looney Man. Speechy's now the car in front. We've got Kian's pit. We've got Kempy, he's pit also. Still Royal Rumble, the only driver currently with a penalty. Let's jump back on board with these front two. They're kind of gapping Alligator now. Alligator wants to pull this in, but then he's got Lee Webb all over his chuff. All over his chuff. And then you've got Basson trying to get himself mixed in with this now as well. And Basson's actually now gapped Tekskonsky by 2.5 seconds. So whether he's had a bit of a memento, a bit of a moment, we're not too sure about that. But that gap wasn't as wide as that previously. He's having a great race, this our Basson. Just giving him some stick before the race, but he's having a great race. There goes Riley now. Riley's putting his car all in the mirrors of Arbeck Dory. Try and put him off slightly. Do any of these guys show pit? No, 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 definitely not. Definitely not. Max Lax, definitely not. He's got 4 laps fresher tyres than these boys. And here goes Dave Riley. It's going to be a right to and fro battle now between these two. F1 Dave Riley, Arbeck Dory, but I say to and fro. Alligator and Lee Webb now with all that battling, they've got themselves right back in this. So has Basson. Basson's got himself right back into this now. Jay's fell now back off the back of Cordon Bleu by another 1.6 seconds. And he's now coming under pressure from Prof. Right, I daren't say it, I don't want to jinx it, you know what I'm like, Diablo, but this could be now just the calm before the storm. Everybody's just trying now to get to their pit window. Basson and Riley may have some stuff to figure out, because if they were to pit now on this lap, they'll impede each other, or at least Basson, well not each other, but Basson will definitely get held up. And speaking of Basson, he's all over the back of Lee Webb. No, of course I don't, mate. Of course I don't. I don't want to see no boring DRS train. But I think it's just the calm before the storm. Everyone's just trying to eke out who's gonna be the man, who's gonna be the one, who's gonna be the one that risks it for a biscuit and goes for the undercut. Mate, do I want to see all the ding-dongage? Of course I do, but fair ding-dongage though, Diablo. It's got to be fair though, mate. It's got to be fair. Now it's who's going to pull the trigger? Who's going to pull the trigger and be the first man into the pits and undercut and maybe try and force the other driver's hands and maybe force them into a pit stop? He's looking right punchy, is that Basson? He's looking at proper punchy, he is. But again, he's just caught in the DRS train. Now let's check the DRS levels. Jesus Christ. Jesus, how many tanks has he got? He's got 2 tanks, has he? He must have 2 tanks, this fella, look. There you go. Told you he was looking punchy, didn't I? Told you he was looking punchy. Tommy with 2 Ys. He's now picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. It's the second driver now, but the 3rd penalty. And here he goes. Arbeck Dory's gone. So they've all gone apart from Alligator. Basson had no other choice. Basson had to stay out. Basson had to stay out, otherwise he would have got held up. So guys, who are we cursing this week, this time? Yeah, it's you two. Proper wronging you two, mate. Keep bad-mouthing drivers. You know, bring him all the bad luck. There's Destructive J now. He's got Prof all over the back of him. He's got... And now look, these front runners now. Mind you, know, they've come out in a nice, lovely piece of clean air. Look, got Tommy with 2 wides with the fastest lap. Get in there, fella. In your first race, in your debut. Royal Rumble gets his 3rd. That's 9 seconds now of time penalties now for Royal Rumble. Now we'll see. Hello, Stephen, my friend. How are you, sir? A lovely picture of Peggy I can see there on your profile. I love it, mate. Love it. So, we'll stay on board with these front 2. See if they're going to pit. And if they do pit, how big is the undercut? I don't see it being too massive, not just after 1 lap, because there goes Alligator, there goes Basson. He's definitely not pitting. Max Lax is definitely not pitting for the time being, but he's got Speechy all over the back of him. Speechy's having an absolute stonker. And remember, these boys have gone on the old Diablo strategy. So they're going to be coming out on the fast tyre. They're going to be coming out on the faster tyre. And remember, guys, there is a chance that Max Lax may still have to pit, but there's a chance he can eke this out another 3-4 laps. And he might be able to come out on the soft. I don't know how long the soft would last round it. But he's got medium, hard, medium. He's already pit once. Twice, actually. Once to pit and then once to serve his penalty. Because he picked up a 10-second time penalty entering the pit. Speechy's pit also, yes, Gaz. I'm glad you're on the ball, mate. Glad you're on the ball. Because, yeah, look, Speechy's only on 12 laps. So Speechy must have pit already, definitely. Guys, you want a job commentating, mate? There you go, there's your stops. 2 from Max Lack, 1 from Speechy. No, Basson! So you don't want, mate, and this is another thing we need to take into account. The corner cutting penalties. As most of you know, but those that don't, maybe Daz, if you're in the chat and you don't know, if you stick all 4 lines, any of these corners, if you stick all 4 of your tyres over the line, so now you're coming down to this corner here. If you go over that green thing with all 4 tyres off the track, you get a warning. You hit 3 warnings, you get a 3-second time penalty. And then it keeps resetting. Then you get another 3 warnings, then another 3 seconds. And they'll just keep adding up. If you get to about 27, 30 seconds, you get booted out of the lobby. I wouldn't understand you, mate. I might have to... But if you was to come on commentary, Gaz, I'd have to search Google for a translator so we can get subtitles at the bottom of the screen. For you, mate. Might have to get some subtitles up. Hey up me duck, and here's Speechy, Oh, caution. No, it's just a little bit of a ding-dong, not a ding-dong edge, just a bit of a ding-dong, but we're back to the green flags. So, how long are these, how long? Now, let's have a look. Interval we're looking for. We don't need that. We need interval. There we go, from the leader. So the leader down to Arbeg Dory is 13.4 seconds from Speechy, who's just overtook Excondi's pit. Right, he's pit already. He's pit already. Nah, no worries, mate. He's pit already now. Cordon Bleu, he's pit as well. So now, but you're going to see, look, 13 seconds now. Max Lax, he's pit back off his medium tyre, back onto the hards. So we're going to put that back onto interval. I believe Speechy. Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll shout him out again Sunday. Don't worry about that. So Speechy could be coming into the pit this time round, I do believe. Absolutely having a fantastic race so far. But speaking of that, let me just go and get myself a drink. Yeah, so Speechy's box. Speechy's box. So where does Speechy filter out now? He's going to filter out behind all these cars that are just coming out in front of him, but he is on the faster tyre. And he's lost out quite a bit to Exgonski. Wow, it's quite a bigger. A lot of that maybe was tyre wear, I believe. Definite tyre wear. And he's got the Williams of Max Lax just behind him. And now he's got 5 seconds. Look at that. Was a huge undercut. It's a huge undercut there. Surely Exgonski weren't that far behind him or in front of him. All right, he's pulled it back down to 3.2 now. But there was 5 seconds there at one stage. Wow. Cordon Bleu, I believe, may have to pit again. I don't think them mediums are going to have another 10 laps out of them. He may be one of the drivers that are going to try and push another couple of laps and flip onto the soft. But he's going to have... Look where Speechy's dropped out. Cordon Bleu, well, I believe, will drop lower than him. And especially staying out. Or is he going to try and firm it and go these 10 laps? But if he tries to firm it and stay out, it won't be that long before Riley and Arbeck-Dory catch right onto him. Old Mr. 4th place is there again. Look, I'll pray for ye, albeit on 11 lap old medium hard tyres. Lee Webb's got 6 laps better tyres, but then that's what Pray for Ye wants. Him and Basson to get in a right old ding dong here. Basson has a lap fresher tyres, as does Alligator. Alligator's lost out quite a lot, being down there. Exgonski, he's on the back of them already. Max Lax has managed to get Speechy, albeit that would have been under DRS and ERS. But if these two are clever, they won't start battling in stupid places. They'll just tow each other along on the straight, albeit they're in different teams, but they do need to kind of work as a team at the minute to pull them both along. Oh, caution sector 2, caution sector 2. No, we're back again. Safety car blows this wide open. Safety car blows this wide open. Speechy, oh, that's what Speechy didn't want. That's what Speechy didn't want, and he's picked that up through the Ascari, which is an absolute killer for time penalties. Killer for time penalties. Now, he's catching him, but he's not catching him as fast as I thought it would. And these two also have got to sort themselves out, which I think this is what they're doing. They're just basically overtaking each other. Speaking of that, Riley's going to have to run on him now. Pretty even in the ERS departments, the pair of them. They're not catching Cordon Bleu as fast as they thought they were, but his tyres are going to absolutely drop off a cliff any minute now. 16 laps on medium tyres. Pray for Ye is going to be coming under attack from Lee Webb, Alligator, Basson, who's going to be spitting about that 3-second time penalty. Exgonski's want to try and dispose of these drivers in front of him as soon as possible. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers in front of him, and all the rest are 6 seconds up the road. So Exgonski, I would say tonight, 4th is what he could be aiming for, which is that car right at the front of this pack. And let's pray for these tyres fall off a cliff. But now they're starting to reel them in. Tommy with 2 wires gets another 3-second time penalty. I believe that's maybe his second one tonight. And that was coming through the Lesbos, I believe. So here goes Arbeck-Dory. Pray for Ye. Speechy with the fastest lap. Get in there, Speech. Here we go. As one of the positions made up. One of the positions. Oh, who's that? Alligator's gone. Alligator's gone off the track. There's polystyrene absolutely everywhere. Past goes Max Lax. Past goes Speechy. The AlphaTauri. He went off to sign some autographs. The AlphaTauri. Wow. Speechy there, as I was talking about earlier, you see his tyre change colour there. He drove over the curb slightly there. And that would have just cost him a little bit of traction, but it doesn't look like it for 1 minute because he's all over the back of Max Lax and he should be getting the move done now. Or if I think he'll just hold it off. He'll hold it off. Ascari's not really a place to be putting your nose in, especially because you don't get too wide for Ascari, no way. Mystery, 3-second time penalty. He went for a Mars bar. Well, I think he went for more than that. I think he come back with 2 Mars bars and a Twix, Gaz. Jesus Christ. Went for 2 Mars bars and a Twix. Here's where Speech is going to make his move now. But again, these two are seasoned racers, mate. They'll be clever here. They know they need to work together to close that gap to Pray For Ye in front. Now, Pray For Ye has dropped down. These tyres could be coming back to hurt him now. The Speechy could catch him in no time. And Alligators actually took Max Lax. Jesus Christ. Our Big Dory and F1 Dave Riley now. Mr. Riley and now on the back of Cordon Bleu. I think Cordon Bleu's got no other option but just to try and stretch these tyres out to the end. He's got no other option. He pits now, he's going to drop down. He's going to drop down in between, possibly behind Jay, which is 12th, 13th. So he just has to try and firm it, but he's got all of these fresh tyres behind him. He's going to find it very difficult, albeit he knows he's got a few drivers behind him, Speechy, Basson, naming 2. They've got time penalties. This is where our Big Dory could make his moves, and he's all over the place. He's struggling. He's absolutely struggling. Is he going to go to the pit? No, because our Big Dory went down the inside, so maybe look at the car, look. Riley, there we go. We just caught Riley. He's gone like a rocket ship. Like a rocket ship. Like the Rocket Man. Now, here's a man who's starting to get himself into this race, but like I said, he could possibly get with that 3-second time penalty now, he could possibly get himself. Now, Lee Webb, if Lee Webb wants to stick onto the back of Exkonski, he could get between the two of them, they could, well, talking about sticking on the back, there you go. They could try and get Cordon Bleu, and then one of these would definitely at the moment be Lee Webb because of the time penalty. He will get himself a podium. There's currently a few of these. Speechy will be losing 1 to 2 places. Basson will be losing 1 place. So our Big Dory now, he's going to be on lap 22, just about to cross the line to go to lap 23. 5 racing laps left. 5 racing laps, including the one we're just about to start. And now here he goes. Here goes our Big Dory. Makes the move down the inside. Dave Riley's not really going to fight this too hard, I don't think. He knows. I believe Cordon Bleu is just going to fall off the back. He jinxed him, didn't he, Gaz? Oh, caution sector 3, caution sector 3. I know, he absolutely jinxed him. As soon as he mentioned his name, didn't he? He's absolutely gone nowhere. Max Lax, blame Diablo for that one, mate. Speechy and the Alligator going at it. Oh, nose to tail, the 3 of them, nose to tail. Pray For Ye. He just needs to try and hold on with them tyres if he can. There we go, look. 4.9. Can they close that 4.9? If he manages to finish on the podium, Cordon Bleu, it's going to be what a drive. What a drive. But the man I'm sitting on board with, I believe, picked up a double win on Sunday. The sprint and the feature race. He's the man on form at the minute. He's PGR's most informed driver, I would say, currently. And he's just biding his time. Look, he's let his ERS build all the way back up. So he's just... And it's who wants to be... Remember, you get that second bite of the DRS on the back straight. So it's now about being tactical and timing when you're going to make your overtake. Speechy gets the move done, and I believe that was a bit of wing. I believe that was a bit of wing. It looked like a bit of wing. It looked like a bit of wing. And it was Max Lax. The end plate of Max Lax's car has gone. No, you two are bang out of order, honestly. Diablo and Gaz, you've absolutely just ruined it for a couple of drivers here tonight. They was on for good podiums, and you've mentioned them in the chat, and you've just absolutely ruined them. Seriously, you've just ruined their race. You've ruined the season. We're only 2 races in, but you've ruined their seasons. Right, so Lee Webb looks to be the man on the move currently. Royal Rumble got another time. We got 3 of them going at it now. We got Exconsi, Basson, and Lee Webb. But Lee Webb's going to be the driver on the fire now. Basson's going to try and get the double toe, but I don't think he's close enough. He could possibly get Lee Webb, but he's going to save it for another day. No, honestly, Gaz, tell Diablo was having such a lovely stream. 10 seconds speeding in the pit lane. That's a pit lane retirement. Yeah, it is. Unlucky Royal Rumble. Everyone was going right. Nobody had any penalties. No one's had any penalties or anything like that. Diablo joins the chat. People picking up penalties and people. Max Lax. Look, you mentioned Max Lax. He's got himself a penalty now. Look. Shit, why did I say anything? Why did I say anything? I couldn't have been any worse timing. Oh, damn. Sorry, Max. So he's now fell 5 seconds off the back now. He could do this, you know. He could do this. No, definitely not. Definitely not. You need to be here every week. Every week, Diablo. I was upset you turned up late today. He could do this, you know. If he gets a podium, on 23 lap old medium tyres. And let's remember, guys, old Cordon Bleu had a qualifying ban. He started at the back of the pack. He come back, so people already putting their names in the hat. Why'd you say anything? Guys, look at the comments Diablo's just put. I'm not even going to repeat that on stream because I don't want to get blamed for it. Look at the comment he's put. But he's getting absolutely clawed in now by these drivers behind. I don't think caution sector 2. There's going to be no safety cars now anyway, so. But yeah, they're all over the back of Cordon Bleu. He's absolutely struggling now. Lee Webb theoretically sitting on the pit, but here goes Arbeck Dory now. Waynes needs to dump what he's got. Wayne needs to dump what he's got. Here goes Arbeck Dory. Wayne now is going to have to get as close as he can to him. Wayne needs to stay close, and Wayne's got one more opportunity, and that's either into the entry of Ascari or the absolutely exit of his life. The exit of his life, and get him down to Parabolica. So here we go now. Lap 27, we've got half a lap left. Through the first Lesbo, through the second Lesbo. Riley looks to be pretty close. I don't think he's close enough with the DR. He needs to get right up him now. He needs to get right up him. Has he dumped all these? No, he's not. Riley needs to get, and this is where he's compromised. He's compromised. This is where they need to go now. There goes Riley. Oh, he's... Oh, you need to give him a bit more space than that. Bit more space than that. Oh! There's going to be talking points. There's going to be talking points. We got that on board. There's going to be... So, I would fairly say that this race ain't finished yet. This race ain't finished yet. In the... you know what to do, mate. You know what to do, bud. You know what to do. But Arbeck Dorian first, currently. I would say that. That's as much as I would say on as much as I would say on the matter. Arbeck Dorian currently in first. Riley in second. Lee Webb, great recovery from last week. See what happens when you can do, Mr. Webb, when you only pit once. Cordon bleu. Nah, it's all good, mate. Never, hey, Mr. Riley, never have to use that word in my stream, mate. Never have to apologise or use any words like that in my stream, mate. I completely understand. Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, right, we've got Arbeck Dory currently in first. We'll see what happens. F1 Dave Riley, Lee Webb, Alligator, Cordon Bleu, Exkonski, Basson. We got Speechy, Looney Man, Mark Slacks, Pray For Ye, Prof, Destructive J, Mystery, Kayan, Tommy with Two Wise, Kempy, Battle Royal Rumble. I said Battle Royal there. Disco Bobby, driver of the day. I can't look past Cordon Bleu. 23 laps on the medium. Started 19th and still managed to get 5th, which was only a second away from 3rd. He went down to 5th, yeah, I know that bit. I'll put it in the chat though, Jay. Jay, I'll put it in the chat, mate, but if you're listening, Cordon Bleu, which is how I'm going to have to spell it, because there's no way I'm going to try and spell that in the commentators chat, but Cordon Bleu will be my commentator's driver of the day. Gentlemen, been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, any incidents, lads, any incidents, leave it to the stewards. They'll all be dealt with accordingly. Thank you, everybody who's tuned in. Thank you, Disco Bobby. Let's flip through. Disco Bobby, Jay, Speechy, Diablo, Gaz, as always, Legends, Mr. Riley, Lee Webb, Two Stop Webby. Two Stop Webby, that's what I'm going to call you now. Two Stop Webby. Great drive tonight, mate. Absolute fantastic drive from you tonight for 3rd. But yeah, sorry if I've missed anybody out. I do really apologise. Oh yeah, I missed you, you melt, didn't I? I miss you, you melt. You absolute melt. Right, Basson, get yourself to bed, mate. Remember, fold up your girlfriend's school uniform. Get it all ready for the morning. And have a good day. Listen, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, as always. I'm Mick. I'm here every Tuesday, every Sunday, sometimes on a Wednesday. But yeah, have yourself a great week, whatever you're doing. Apart from if you're Basson, I hope you have a shit week and I hope you get diarrhea. But yeah, gentlemen, take it easy, lads, and I'll catch you on the rebound. Take care, fellas.